Wow. Amazing. Totally amazing. So what are we looking at? We're looking at a a government that is like the Wizard of Oz, dude. Frank, go ahead. Part of it is what? Okay, I'm good. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm getting you clear. Are you clear now? Okay, cool. Right. So, well, what do we do about it, Frank? I mean, when you talk about a dictatorship, you remember you haven't heard the media mention that word dictatorship as it relates to Joe Biden. Have you noticed that? Snaps at people in meetings and interviews, call people stupid, and they go, "Well, it's just Joe." Puts his hands. Hey, wait a minute. Puts his hands down intern's panties. Oh, it's just Joe. Rubs women's hair and smell women's hair and massage their shoulder. Oh, it's just Joe. I mean, it's just Joe. It's just Joe. I remember that punk ass Ash Carter. I can't stand Ash Carter. He's the one who's destroyed our military with all this putting women embedding women with men. Don't work. The chemistry doesn't work. The aggression is taken away, and people are going to die because of his bullshit. If I ever get in a room with Ash Carter, send me some money because I'm gonna whip that ass. Okay. So yeah. Listen, listen, Frank. Frank, these people, whether it's Jimmy Carter, whether it's Bush, the only president, the only president that took these people head on and took American greatness serious was Donald Trump. Well, at the end of the day, I think that the tape is telling on Joe Biden. His numbers have tanked with Democrats and Republicans. This is a guy who people wish. I hear people saying, I was in Costco the other day, and I was talking about how bad this guy was. Several people walked by and said, I hope he has a stroke. Controllable. Kamala Harris is controllable. Controllable. Yeah, but well, what I was talking about yesterday was pretty interesting in that um, the uh, come on, it was interesting. I was talking about something yesterday, and what was it? Oh, um, how Nancy Pelosi basically did some chick stuff. She impeached Donald Trump for no reason, for no a phone call, and what was the second impeachment over? I don't even remember. So the letter, no, I thought that it was a phone call with Ukraine. So what was the second? What was the second impeachment over? No, 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 no. The first one, Veneman testified on the first one. The second one was something else different, Frank. No, it was with the Ukraine. It was the Ukrainian president call. Let me say Trump impeachment. See, oh, okay. Yeah, insurrection. The so-called insurrection that no law enforcement agency recognizes as an insurrection. They recognize it as a domestic terrorist act. And it's really interesting that the people that they've gone after were people who didn't do any destruction. They just were trespassing, basically, if you want to call it trespassing. They didn't go after the guys who were climbing the walls. I haven't heard of any of these guys getting the guys who are knocking out the windows. They haven't for some reason they can't find them. They weren't Trumpers. They weren't Trump supporters. And that's what would come out. They're not Trump supporters. Yeah, but they can't seem to find the guys who were knocking out the windows and running down the halls. And they got the only reason I think the guy with the buffalo outfit on got busted was because he had on the buffalo outfit. But what about all his buddies? Frank, what about all his buddies who were right there with him, destroying computers and things? They don't have them. So, okay, okay, okay. So look, I got to I want you to think about this real quick, but we got to look for what was it? The budget. I want to talk about the budget when we come back because I think it's very very important to start hitting people up and letting people know that they're coming after you. The rich already pay over 80% of the taxes. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back with Mr. Frank Venucio. Frank, so what do you think about this budget that Joe Biden's trying to push through? I mean, they're trying to combine two budgets: the 3.5 trillion dollar budget, and then the what is it, the trillion the $1 trillion budget to keep the country from going broke. Man, are they crazy or what? Well, yeah. So when we think about this, Joe Biden said, "Oh, it's just zero. It's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to." So he wants to take, and he has things in this bill. Like, why would they want to look at you buying something that costs $600? Why are they so interested in what the American people do? I mean, we're becoming a totalitarian state here. But how can people not be screaming about this, dude? But how could they go vote for a guy like Joe Biden? Look here. When you talk about black folks and Donald Trump, I'm reading an article right now. This is an AP article. It says that black colleges funding hopes dim amid the federal budget battle. What did Donald Trump do? He funded those colleges for the first time ever. Joe Biden, as I pointed out to people, never sought funding for Delaware State, a black HBCU that he claimed he started his college career at, and they claimed immediately that no, he didn't. Joe Biden was no friend of Delaware State. I will punch Joe Biden. You know, I have pictures with Joe Biden. I would punch him right in his face, man. So, see, saying that on Facebook, I mean, YouTube may get me in YouTube hell again. But the bottom line is, these kids and these kids who are running these media platforms, they need to be checked. YouTube, Facebook, they need to be pulled down. Who are they to determine freedom of speech? Who are they to determine what's legitimate, what's not legitimate. I can tell you this: they took me off YouTube for a week because I cited an MSNBC article that said that the CDC was in conflict with the White House, who was in conflict with the NIH, who was in. I mean, these people don't know what's going on. These young kids need to be taken out and spanked. Hey, YouTube overseers, YouTube dictators, take me off. You need to be taken out and your pants pulled down and your little butt spanked. Okay, put that in my file. Okay. Well, yeah, they should be treated as common carriers, one, but more importantly, Frank, in my opinion, we they need to be um, uh, treated not only as common carriers, but they are not purveyors of truth. They're not purveyors of freedom. You never hear any of these people talk about the freedom of speech, how great America is, Americans' rights. They all talk about how they control the narrative, whether it's Zuckerberg, whether it's Zuckerberg or it's who's the other guy, Twitter. I can never remember his name. Dorsey. Yeah, I mean, these people are insignificant to me. People, oh, well, what about, I don't give a crap about Jack Dorsey with his dumb ass or Zuckerberg with his racist dumb ass. Zuckerberg is the ultimate racist, but most Democrats and liberals are. Um, but when we look at what these people continue to do and continue to perpetrate in this country, it's an abomination and they need to be called out. Oh, but but they won't be because the Congress takes too much money from Zuckerberg, Jack Dorsey, and other high tech companies. So they sit there in these hearings and they look like, dude, your check is coming. Why are you hassling me? Well, until the American people start holding politicians accountable, and that's accountable in every way. See, politicians need to have some fear. They need to have some fear that there are retributions for their actions. And too often and too long, I think the American people have been too civil to to politicians. And what I think is that people need to hold them responsible. In the old days, we were men. We fought. We punched people in the nose. Today, oh, you can't do that. It's not politically correct. There is no politically correct. Okay, man. Be good. Thank you. Take care. Okay, we're going to go out here and run a little commercial. Boom. CVS, build up that immune system. That's what we have to do. So I'm going to tell you how to do that with Dan Perkins right now. Okay. Okay, folks. Hey, and don't forget to go out to my website, Charles Butler Insurance Guy for you.com. That's Charles Butler Insurance Guy for you.com, where you can find information about insurance, life insurance, how it works for you, what it is, and answer those questions and reach out and touch me. So we'll be talking about that. Clients are reaching out every day. You should too. Get some information, get some quotes, help me to protect you and your family. So that's Charles Butler Insurance Guy, the number four, the letter U.com. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at Wall Street Journal today. Front page, unfinished buildings testify to China's Evergrande debacle. Ooh, did China make a mistake? Oh, yeah, they make plenty of mistakes. They just don't get out. So Luan, not Wuhan, Luan, 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 China. There are rows of residential towers, some 26 stories high, stand unfinished in this provincial city, about 350 miles west of Shanghai. They're plastic tarps flapping in the wind. And this is a picture of them. I'll put it up here after I pull my mail sticker off. That's MAIL, not MALE. My mail sticker off. Ta-da! Boop. Here you go. So there you go. This is Wuhan. Ta-da! I don't think it showed up. It didn't show. Did it show? No, it didn't show. Come on. It's cut off. It cut off because I have that screen up in the back, you know? I have that this virtual background, so it didn't show. But it's interesting. It's an interesting article. And they said Evergrande built aggressively in Luhan and above these unfinished, beautiful buildings, but they're just unfinished. And the reasons why they're unfinished is because people can't afford them. People are not moving into the city like they thought. So it's the company's troubles. This company called Evergrande. They're among the unfolding since they're on the unfolding impacts of Beijing. They're concerned about the risk to the financial system. Last year, they began forcing developers to start cleaning up their balance sheets. Global investors are worried that the crackdown could trigger financial market distress or protracted real estate downturn. So people who are close to this and have bought units, they're unfinished. These people are left out in the cold. Facebook had an outage yesterday. Now, isn't it interesting that that outage just kind of coincided with the Facebook employee telling us how negatively Facebook impacted young women? You guys didn't hear this, right? So this is a great story. So this lady, she's a whistleblower, right? She's a whistleblower. She better blow some smoke so they won't kill her because they probably will. She's a whistleblower, and she's telling it. She's telling it all. Okay. So she filed an SEC complaint saying that Facebook knew. They knew all the time that there were negative impacts to women and to these young women because of Facebook and them shaming and body shaming young women. I didn't say it. This whistleblower said it. Name is Francis Hawks. Listen. Wow. Wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. Buying its profits with our safety. Hmm. Buying its profits with our safety. Wow. That's deep. And this young lady, she put it all on the line. I want to thank you. Thank you, Frances Haugen. Thank you immensely for putting it on the line. I want you to be safe. I want God to reach out and protect you, to keep you safe, because people like you are dangerous to people who want to destroy this country, who want to control this country, who want to turn this country into a elitist country that's ran by elitists, where the rest of us serve as serfs to their kingdoms. Thank you, Frances Haugen. And I want to repeat what she said. Quote, this is about Facebook choosing to grow at all costs, buying its profits with our safety. And she said the problems, the company's problems are solvable. Of course they are. Get rid of Zuckerberg. But he's handing out that money. And as long as he's handing out that money, he's safe. So Hagen has been working on a number of stories that in the Wall Street Journal that began appearing in the publication about 3 weeks ago. I remember reading some of those. I didn't really want to talk about them because I didn't know how real it was. But this young lady has put it on the line. And she's come forth, thank God, and is telling us to watch out. So she's urging Congress to move against the company. And so you see a number of people here who were campaigning for are surrounding her and trying to get a photo op with this young lady. She's cool. She's, she's not Democrat or Republican. She's like, dude, we got some problems here. So the accusations that she made, they're leveling, and that she's leveling against Facebook, they're very serious. And the company's leadership, she added, knows ways to make Facebook and Instagram safer and won't make the necessary changes because they have to put their immense profits before people. She said, I'm here today because I believe that Facebook's products harm children, stroke division, weaken our democracy, and much more. A real patriot. I love this girl. And I'm going to pray for her and I want you to pray for her because we need people like this young lady. We need people to come forward and tell the truth. We need people to step. What does she have to gain? She didn't have anything to gain by this. She's probably making 250, 300 just in salary, plus all her stock perks. This chick's probably worth 10, 15 mil. Okay. She didn't have to do this. But she went on to say that Facebook likely will not act without congressional intervention. It's profit, it's capitalism. She went on to say that congressional action is needed. They cannot solve this crisis without your help. Hagen said in her testimony, aligning Facebook's current situation with the tobacco and opioid industries to indicate how urgently it needs political reform. Facebook allegedly hides its own data. She said almost no one outside of Facebook knows what is happening inside. That's Zuckerberg. That's who he is. Little scary dude, right? And his wife is scarier. I think she's a Chinese plant. Can't verify that, but I'm just saying. We can have social media we enjoy when it brings out the best in humanity. The internet has enabled people around the world, says Hagen, to receive and share information and ideas in ways never conceived before. She also went on to say during her testimony that small businesses are unable to connect with customers and families who are unable to exchange photos with their loved ones during this Facebook outage. Don't you think it's just convenient that this outage just happens, when she's giving her testimony? Mark Zuckerberg was nowhere to be found. Interesting. Let's see here. Zuckerberg was okay. God. And in the end, the buck stops with Zuckerberg, says Hagen, adding that the company's co-founder and CEO has a unilateral, powerful position at Facebook that virtually unrivaled anywhere else in tech. Mere hours before her interview with 60 Minutes, Zuckerberg posted a video online of himself and his wife, Priscilla Chang, sailing as yet. Neither he nor Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook's chief operating officer, have commented publicly on the revelations that the Wall Street Journal began publishing last month. Isn't that interesting? So look, go out there, find these articles. I'm looking at Wall Street Journal right now, and they're talking about how they've gone in detail and pointing out how time and time again, Facebook researchers have identified the platform's ill effects, and time again, despite congressional hearings, its own pledges, and numerous media exposés, the company didn't fix them. The documents offer perhaps the cleanest picture thus far of how broadly Facebook's problems are known inside the company up to the chief operating officer himself, which is Zuckerberg. You guys know I can't stand Zuckerberg. Can't stand him. Little thief. Man. So look, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. So hang in there, and we'll pick it up on the other side. Okay. Oh, okay. Don't forget to get CV Sciences and keep yourself safe. Keep your immune system built up. Hey, boom, boom. Don't forget to go to my website, Charles Butler Insurance Guy for You.com. Again, that's Charles Butler Insurance Guy for You.com. Okay. And that's a number 4 and a small u. Okay, we're back and want to say, like I say again, say a prayer for Frances. She's in trouble. They're looking for her, I'm telling you. They will take her out. They'll call it an accident. They'll call it a random killing. They'll call it a lot of things except for what it is, an assassination. So we should all pay attention. We should all beware. I'm going to go out here to one of my favorite, my favorite papers, the New York Times. And guess what it says? Site can't be reached. Site can't be reached. I can't believe it. New York Times. Site can't be reached. What the hell is going on here? Okay. New York Times. Subscribe today. Okay, cool. Yeah, they have her on front page of New York Times too, Frances Hagan. Yep. Push for more regulation. An end of a gilded age in China is bringing business to heel. Okay, cool. English school drops mask mandates, but question the rise in cases. And we'll see. Is Texas the future of America? It's a great question. Great question. I don't think so, but America. I haven't played some of my songs about America yet, have I? Haven't done that in a while. America, America, God shed his grace on me. Okay, so America's list of undemocratic and corrupt actors just keeps growing. Now, what does that mean? Something just hit this building. I don't know what that's all about. That's a little scary. In fact, I would get up and check it out, but I don't see anything going on. Secretary of State Anthony Bilkin recently announced sanctions against 7 public officials in El Salvador, Guatemala, including 5 Salvadorian Supreme Court justices, putting them on the State Department's official list of undemocratic and corrupt actors. We already have sanctions on Cuba, Nicaragua, Venezuela, Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala. And to the U.S. diplomatic and financial we have sanctions on governments of Cuba, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Interesting. So the list keeps growing. White House, along with Canada and the EU, has signaled a willingness to loosen some sanctions in exchange for reforms. Not going to be any reforms. These guys are taking the money and running. That's what they do. White House imposes on sanctions 4 members in the Cuban government and of the National Police. Wow. So Daniel Nortega, I can't believe he's still around. I remember him coming on TV back when he was president of Nicaragua back in the 80s. And he came on TV screaming, they're coming to bomb my city. The Navy is Is flying over my city? Well, yeah, they were flying very low over uh, the capital of Nicaragua. They were going in the burner, shaking buildings. Shh, boom, you know. And you talk to some of the Navy guys when they got back home, they were like, "Hey, we're down there having fun, man." They said it was routine naval operations off the coast. It's cool. Now, Christine Cinema, she's gonna have to get her some protection because she might get taken out. I mean, she's supposed to go along with the Democrat, with the Democrat line, with the Democrat spiel. Say Joe Biden in 2003. Joe Biden at the time was one of the worst Democrat senators. Doing Joe Lieberman, he was one of the worst Democrat senators. He traveled to Arizona to campaign for his party's presidential nomination. Was regularly greeted by anti-war demonstrators. He's a shame to Democrats. They did. I remember they protested him. So I have a low battery light on. So I'm gonna go to commercial, fix this, and we'll be right back. Okay. Okay, hey guys. I just want to let you know, you guys out there on YouTube, I can't see you first of all. So maybe I'll go over here and see if I can go to YouTube. But I'm out on, just to let you know, I'm out on Facebook, and but I don't know how to get you that information to get to me on Zoom. I'm on Zoom and I'm on Facebook. I just don't know how to get you that information. I wish I did. I'll figure it out. Figure it out in the next couple of days. Uh, just can't figure it out right now. But I just want you to know, if you don't see me here, go look for me on Facebook. Okay? And I can't tell you my Facebook page. I wish I could. Sorry. Anyway, as we were talking about Miss Cinema, and Christine Cinema was a left-wing social worker named by her folks as a left-wing social worker. She said, "I don't even know why he's running. He seems to want to get Republicans voting for him. What kind of strategy is that?" It's a good question, and one many people would like to ask Sinema herself these days. Said people sometimes describe the Arizona senator as a centralist, but seems to be the wrong term for someone who's been working to derail some of the most broadly popular parts of Joe Biden's agenda: corporate tax increases, reforms to lower prescription drugs. Instead, she's just acting as an obstructionist, seeming to bask in the approbation of Republicans who will probably never vote for her. They had a Saturday Night Skit Live this past weekend on cinema. And I wonder what they're going to do this week with that lady following her in the restroom, recording her as she went in the stall. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'll tell you one thing. She's going to do a good job. I give her kudos. She voted against the $15 minimum wage act, which she knows is going to kill jobs. She recall gestures. She made John McCain when he voted against repealing the key measures of the Affordable Health Care Act in 2017. Wow. Wow. Okay. But people admired McCain because they felt he embodied a consistent set of values, straight talking, Captain of America kind of patriotism. And despite his iconoclastic image, he was most deeply a conservative Republican. Wow. So Sinema, she's breaking with the party, her fellow Democrats, and she's voting to bring some reason and some levity to this runaway Congress. Nancy Pelosi filing impeachment proceedings just because. It'll go down in history that he was impeached twice. It'll probably go down in history that he was elected twice also, even though one election was stolen from him. So, with that, we're going to call it a day here at Red State Talk Radio and online. I wish I could extend today, but we have a lot of things to do. So it's been a blast having you. Talk to you later. You guys at Red State, take care. Okay, we're back, and we're going to play a little jazz for you and jazz it up. More importantly, I'm going to make sure that you are informed decision makers. That's our job. Make sure that you are informed decision makers. That's what we do. So I'm going to play a little clip here about getting yourself vaccinated and getting yourself CVS so that you don't have to get vaccinated, or in conjunction with getting vaccinated. Doesn't make any difference. It just builds your immune system. Here we go. Okay. I'm still trying to get the NAACP from Miami Beach to get on the phone with me. Doubt if that happens because they don't want to do the right thing. See, they would rather call police officers racist who are trying to keep people safe. They'd rather call police officers hooligans because they're trying to keep people safe. These Black people who are down in South Beach need to be arrested, controlled for their behavior and their dress. Simple. They need to get, this is not Key West of the 90s, okay? It's just outrageous what these young folks are doing down there. Hey, but look, in terms of the violence, in terms of chaos, in terms of the disrespect of our facilities, but the NAACP is calling cops racist, and I don't buy that. Hey, look, we're going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to get off the air here, and we're going to come back tomorrow because I got to call the NAACP and all these other folks down there and try to get them on the show to answer for what it is they're talking about. Okay, it's Charles Butler, the reality check. Charles Butler, insuranceguy4you.com.